what's a Jungian?
Someone who believes that the unconscious can be a source of joy and creativity, and who believes in confluence, or as we call it now, synchronicity, in the mysteries of life, joining and flowing together as rivers do.
So the opposite of what my Freudian shrink told me in my 20s. That two people falling in love across a crowded room are simply spotting their perfect neurotic match.
Exactly.
I began to believe that I had fallen into my own romantic comedy.
That was a look at the new Broadway play Left on 10th, adapted for the stage by acclaimed screenwriter Delia Ephron from her best-selling 2022 memoir of the same name. The show follows Ephron as she reconnects with an old flame, Peter, who reaches out to the writer after reading a moving 2016 op-ed she penned in the New York Times about the pain and frustration of disconnecting her deceased husband's landline with Verizon. Joining us now, the co-stars of Left on 10th, Emmy and Golden Globe award-winning actress Juliana Margulies, who plays Delia, and Golden Globe-winning and Tony-nominated actor Peter Gallagher, who plays Peter. You guys,
this is big stuff right here.
Welcome.
Oh my God!
Thank you for having me.
This is so fun.
I've got to say, knowing Nora and loving Nora as much as we did, and seeing how Nora always would be bringing people together at dinner parties. You sit there, you go. The least surprising thing about this story is that it was Nora Ephron who put you two together. The characters.
Ultimately, yeah.
Ultimately,
yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, she had, Delia didn't remember any of it, but when Peter Rutter, Delia's now husband, had reached out to her after she wrote this great op-ed in the New York Times, Love and Hate on Hold with Verizon is what it was called. And she got all this mail on her website from people who had had the same issues.
Right.
And this man reached out, Peter Rutter, and said, actually, your sister Nora set us up when we were 18.
Yeah.
And Delia's husband had just died, and Peter Rutter's wife had just died. And they fell in love over email, and which is another confluence of events, because Delia Ephron wrote You've Got Mail, which is all about people falling in love over email.
Of course. We have, let's read from Delia Ephron's 2016 New York Times op-ed entitled Love and Hate and on Hold with Verizon. She writes in part this: I know it's not a good idea to hate anyone. I know from an article I read that negative emotions are bad for my health. I would hate to have a heart attack because my internet isn't working, but I do hate Verizon. This all began because I disconnected one of my 2 landlines. I don't need 2 landlines now that I don't have Jerry. This is the only chance I have attempted to make in my entire life since my husband died, and it has obviously not gone well. One of my friends, not a psychic, suggested that Jerry did not want me disconnecting his phone, but honestly, that doesn't sound like Jerry. His voice was on the answering service, and I recorded it on my cell phone before asking for the disconnect.
And so this is where it all begins. So talk about how Peter connects.
Well, he read that piece in the New York Times, and as we say in the play, it turns out everybody hates their cell provider. And it was a spectacularly successful piece, but he had just lost his wife, and he remembered quite vividly the dates they had. And of course, Delia had no recollection of any of the dates, much less that there was more than one. And so he'd been looking to reconnect with her, and did through the website, and wrote to her. And she wrote back, and what began a lengthy email exchange, which culminated in
a romance.
In a meeting.
So, Juliana, are you finding that this story is resonating with people you're performing in front of each and every night? Not just responding from the crowd, but perhaps people who have similar stories.
It's been overwhelmingly joyful and incredibly moving to see the audience's reactions. And when we go out the stage door afterwards, we're probably there for half an hour talking to people.
Wow.
We've had everyone, because it is a romantic comedy, but it also deals with, so Nora Ephron died of myelodysplastic disease, which is can morph into leukemia, AML. And Delia was a match to be her donor. But when they tested Delia's blood, they found out that her marrow was a little wonky. Those are her
Yeah.
words. So she couldn't be Nora's match for a bone marrow transplant. And Nora died in 2012. And then her husband, Jerry, died of cancer in 2015. So she really was in this incredibly sad place in her life when Peter Rutter comes into her life and she says, I'm not sure if I want to do this because I could get what Nora had. Mm-hmm. But he came blessed by Nora because she had already set them up years ago. And so this confluence of events that happens, and Peter Rutter is a Jungian psychoanalyst, and so he sees the world very differently. And the people who respond to this play, first of all, transplant patients, it's a very... Science is amazing. 6 years after Nora died, you don't have to have an exact match. They do something called a haplocord transplant, which is taking a donor from a baby cord blood that a mother donates after giving birth and an adult donor. And you can, it's a very, very, it's a 20% chance. Right. And she made it.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is sort of a story about grief, right? And carrying on through grief. This is something I've been writing about a lot. And I'm just curious, as you do this play, it's both joyful and, right, there's this idea that we have these long second acts, third acts, but do you feel affected by it?
Absolutely. It's a roller coaster. It's joyful, it's funny, it's sad, it's moving, and it's hope. There's so much hope in this play, and I think people walk away. I mean, the other night we were on the autographing line, and this widower and a widow, they were like, I'm a widower, I'm a widow. We met, we found each other. This play is us.
It's really gratifying to see the extent to which the people in the audience, not necessarily accustomed to identifying with what they might be seeing on a Broadway stage, and all of a sudden they recognize themselves and people they love or people they've lost, and it hits them in a powerful way because it's not what they were expecting at all. Because when you're at our stage in life, no one's really writing too many shows for you. You're usually trying to catch up to whatever the popular culture thing is.
Right.
And instead, here is and you suddenly have permission to grieve. And you have permission to not feel alone. And permission to sort of give those coincidences, those confluences, as we call it in life, validity and value. And ultimately, where there's life, there's hope. And there are second chances. So it's powerful to see I had no idea what the show was, and I lost my wife 2 years ago, and it's what I love more than anything, contributing to a story that has a place in the world that you live in. So it's
It
been
looks
gratifying.
like you guys are having so much fun, too.
We are.
No point in doing
able
otherwise.
to really appreciate it.
Exactly.
So.
And it's sort of a real life version. You talked about You've Got Mail.
Yeah.
Which
100%.
I think I've seen that about as much as I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. This is the real life version.
Everything in it is true.
Everything's true.
Everything's true. Even their emails they're writing to that we had to memorize it's from their emails.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Peter says, I wish I hadn't used some of that letter. He has to hear it every time.
Left on 10th is playing now at Broadway's James Earl Jones Theater for a limited engagement through February 2nd. That's the James Earl Jones Theater.
He deserves to be sainted. He deserves to be
Saint
He does.
You were asking about how long? I mean, we've been doing this for 18 years. This is the end of 4 hours.
Oh, my God.
You're allowed to add a
By the way,
saint.
it's an hour 40 minutes, no intermission, which people
I love
really
that.
love.
I love that.
You're in and you're
Yeah,
out.
That's the
And matinee
case. I usually
Co-stars.
sneak out at an
I know.
so I will stay.
We know Joe.
show's
Joe
over
Adam
before you know it.
Margulies, Peter Gallagher, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That does it for us this morning. Ana Cabrera picks up the coverage in 2 minutes.
You know, more